Tobacco is one of the plants we have in Uganda here that is easily grown. As long as you have some fertilizer, this tobacco grows as quick and as good as you want. Tobacco has been underrated. Sometimes some countries take it as illegal, but for us in Uganda here, tobacco is very much legalized. It is used in different ways. People use it for smoking, use it for preservation, and also it is a good source of income. However, in this video we shall share how we use tobacco to chase away the snakes around the chicken house, to deworm our birds, and to remove the mites in the birds. So please stick around to see how we shall do it with you till the end. If you're a poultry farmer and you're embracing organic farming, there are some things you must consider to have your farm thrive. One is the way you must deworm your birds, you must vaccinate them, and the way you care for them. In our farm here, we ensure that we do everything organically. Especially if you want to deworm the birds, we use our tobacco leaves. We get the leaves, we crush them, and after crushing them, we put them in the water, or we put it in the feeds. When we crush it, we remove the juice, put it in the water. Then we dry the leftovers. We dry them, put them in the feeds so that the birds can eat the tobacco in the feed. However, a precaution is you must use very little, because the nicotine in this tobacco is so toxic for the parasites in the chicken body. So when the birds eat the tobacco, the nicotine helps them to remove the parasites such as the worms, and then you are deworming. When you plant tobacco around your chicken house, like this one here, you make sure you're sure that the snakes won't come in. If you have never tried it, try it on your farm. Plant just a few plants, just a few of them, and you'll not regret. I've done that, I've proven it. I've never seen a snake. For the last 7 years I have been here, I've never seen any snake in this farm because I've put a lot of tobacco here. How do we plant tobacco? Tobacco, you get the seeds. You see, like this one already has the seeds which are growing. Those seeds dry by themselves. You remove them, you make a nursery bed. You can look, if you look around, this is a young tobacco. This one is young, this one is young, and there are many others. These are young. So you make a nursery bed, then you plant them, you transplant them somewhere else, like around the chicken house. Then you keep removing the leaves like this. Of course, when you remove the leaves, there is a way you dry them, you ferment them in a simple way. You don't dry them in the direct sunshine. You dry them today, in the evening you remove them. You keep it for a whole night. The next day you remove it, put in the sun. Then you remove it and keep it for 2 days. That is what we call fermenting tobacco. When it is fermented, that is what we crush to sprinkle around our birds. After sprinkle around the birds, around the chicken coop, all the parasites, all the mites that are in the birds, all the fleas will just die and run away. Precaution: don't use a lot of it because it has the nicotine that can affect your birds. So use little. Let us assume you put 5 sacks of coffee husks in your chicken house. You only get, how can I consider it? We get 10 leaves of this type. 10 leaves. We tie them together. Times 10 of this. You crush that. You mix it in a sack of coffee husks. These are the 10. Times 10 of this. Those are 100 pieces of leaves. You dry them by fermentation. After drying them well, you crush them. You put them in the coffee husks. Then the ticks and mites will run away. They will die. That is how we use them to control the ticks in our chicken house. So we have said you can use this to control you can use this to control the snakes around the chicken house. You can use this to remove the ticks and the mites. You can use this to deworm your birds. Then, why struggle? As if there's no medicine organically. All this tobacco will be used by these birds. I'm going to crush it now. Or cut, chop, put it in their feed, or give it in the water. When you are in Uganda here, You realize that tobacco is grown in western Uganda mainly. That is Kabale, Rubanda, actually southwestern part of Uganda. Then we have tobacco, a lot of it in Arua district, Uganda. Tobacco usually is one of the things that we have underrated. People use it only to smoke, to take it, or to chew it. The younger people call it akagolo, but that is not the purpose of tobacco. To me, I've realized tobacco chases away the rodents, it removes the worms in the chickens, that is deworming, then it kills the mites and fleas. That is the major purpose as a farmer. That is going organically. In my childhood, I remember my father gave me a little garden of tobacco. That is after he had cut his own good tobacco. He left me the garden. Then I weeded the trunks, or where he had cut, I weeded in that place. Then some of them grew up, the branches, they grew up again. Then I cared for them. Afterwards, I cut them, they grew. Of course, after cutting them, I fermented them, dried them very well, then sold them. I remember those days they gave me 7,000 Ugandan shillings. That is the money that I used to buy a sheep, of which I was in primary 4, that's 1998. After that, I bought one sheep. That sheep became sheep. It gave birth. By the time I went to senior 1, that was 2002. I sold them all, about 11 of them, and then I got the school fees for the school. Remember, I was to go to another school, which was a little bit cheaper, because my father couldn't afford the fees for the bigger school. Then I had to at least top up the fees that I raised from the tobacco. And that is good. So tobacco is a treasure to us. As you can see, all of it is crushed right now. So this one I'm going to put in water. I remove the juice, give it to the birds. After giving them the birds, I get these ones, put them in the feed. If I want to remove the ticks, if I'm to remove the fleas, I dry it like this under the shade. Then I get the powder, put in the husks or put in the feeds or sprinkle over the birds. I kill the mites. But this time I don't have any mites in my birds. I'm deworming. So I'm going to put in the water, then the leftover put them in the feeds. This, remember, I told you precaution. Don't put a lot. These birds are 500 and this is just enough. I told you 100 leaves are enough. 100 leaves. So we put in the water or we put in the feeds. You see how they do it? They love it. Thank you for watching our videos. We are deworming, right now deworming. So if you are new here, please subscribe. And if you have been a subscriber, share, like the video so that people can know that we are there doing organic farming with exotic birds. See you again next video. Bye bye.